we arrive at the Song of Songs, which is Solomon's, one of the profoundest books I've ever read. But wait a moment. I stand in fear for those who will not only fail to take off their shoes from off their feet at the door of investigation of this book, but also take along with them a carnal and polluted judgment into the study of this sacred and sublime poetry. This venture to kindle carnal flames with the sacred fire from off the altar. This book, if any other in the Bible, is particularly a rock of offense, a stone of stumbling to the unregenerate heart. The flesh must be left consuming at the altar of sacrifice as we enter its holy meditations in the holiest of all. Yeah, it's a book to be studied in the holy apartments of the tabernacle. It is one book that particularly calls for utter mortification of the flesh with its affections and lusts, if it is ever going to benefit the soul. No mind will be benefited by its exalted themes that is stained by wickedness and a secret craving for carnal pleasure. I'd supposed that it was going to be possible to have a comprehensive commentary for the whole book in one video, but I discovered that that would be a video several hours long. I'm therefore going to give the salient features of the book and its core messages and encourage you to read it in entirety. The truth will in fact be richer when you mine it out on your own. In the first verse, the book is named the Song of Songs. And I want to confess that it is such. It is the Song of Songs. And the song is Solomon's, the wisest aside from Christ that lived. It is a poem, and the language is therefore that of poetry. From first to last, its language is symbolic. As you read, always remember that the graphical and flaming language employed is figurative. The love language employed between the spouses is the striking means by which divine counsel condescends to invite our attention to the holy affections between Christ and his church. Paul says, "This is a great mystery, but I speak concerning Christ and the church." That is Ephesians chapter 5 verse 32. The book itself may be ever so mysterious, but we speak concerning Christ and his church. On the one hand, the book displays the divine idea behind marriage, namely, selfless love and commitment. Marriage was meant for those who are willing to love, give, and commit. Those whose affections and loyalties are still up for grabs only pierce themselves through with many sorrows by choosing to externally commit to the institution of marriage. They should not marry. It is good that they be alone. Set me as a seal upon thine heart, as a seal upon thine arm. For love is strong as death. Jealousy is cruel as the grave. The coals thereof are coals of fire, which hath a most vehement flame. That is Songs chapter 8 verse 6. Set me as a seal upon your heart, says the spouse, lest your affections wander and go astray. Do anything less, and you will discern by experience that love is strong as death. Jealousy is cruel as the grave. The coals thereof are coals of fire, which hath a most vehement flame. But every principle that the divine hand wrote out to undergird the sacred union of marriage seems to apply with infinitely greater force to the union between Christ and his church and the individual Christians. Paul says, for example, concerning the physical union that happens between man and woman, "What? Know ye not that he which is joined to an harlot is one body? For two, saith he, shall be one flesh. But he that is joined unto the Lord is one spirit." That is 1 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 16 to 17. Paul here makes the point that just like man and woman are joined into one flesh, so is Christ one spirit with his saints. Those who are converted draw their life from the life of Christ. They draw from the very soul and mind of Christ and are one spirit with him. They therefore share in his mind, his soul, his life, his nature. They are members of him. This is union as no other, and marriage is just but a miniature representation of it. It is sustained by mutual affections and commitment, and Christ has the right to have his jealousy burn as the coals of fire, should the heart's affections stray to other gods. We must love him with the whole heart and mind and soul, and keep away our lives and souls in his own bosom. He then proceeds to beautify our wretched lives with his divine life. He entrusts us with his own spirit, his soul, his life. The instruction is, come away. That is Songs chapter 2, verse 10 and verse 13. Come away. This is one of the many refrains to the Song of Songs. This is the Song of Songs, which is Solomon's. I'll proceed to make comment on some of the verses of this book as a guide to its style and spirit. Let him kiss me with the kisses of his mouth, for thy love is better than wine. Because of the savour of thy good ointments, thy name is as ointment poured forth. Therefore do the virgins love thee. Draw me, we will run after thee. The king hath brought me into his chambers. We will be glad and rejoice in thee. We will remember thy love more than wine. The upright love thee. That is Songs 1 verse 2 to 4. Let him kiss me with the kisses of his mouth is properly the salutation to this book. The root word for kiss, as used here, includes the meaning of joining or attachment. It is an expression of affection. It is Christ who first breaks the enmity in the carnal heart towards him. It is his goodness and grace that leads the sinner to repentance. It is his love that breaks the enmity in the unregenerate heart. It is him who first reached out to Adam and asked, "Where are you?" It is his grace that makes overtures to the degraded soul, which is inclined to flee from him and says, "Come, and I will give you rest." The kisses are the kisses of his mouth. The words of his mouth are the first hints to the benighted soul concerning love and goodness. They are his thoughts made audible. They are the mind and heart of God revealed. It is his word in precept and promise that spans the gulf between debased humanity and infinite purity and glory. The first desires for holiness in the human soul are his own work. These are the kisses, the attractions of the gospel, which is the power of God unto salvation. They break the enmity in the human soul into the likeness of his image and love. The graces of Christ's savour of precious ointments, and his name, his reputation is such. Therefore do the virgins love thee. To have the affections of a spouse yielded to another is adultery. To have any other gods before the Lord is spiritual adultery. The virgins are those whose affections are single and pure, whose hearts are pure and minds undistracted by the pollutions and cares of this world. Those that tremble to so much as have innocent pleasures and cares compete for the heart's affections with Christ. These are the virgins. These are they that truly love the Lord with the whole heart and mind and soul and strength, according to the first and greatest commandment. These follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth, according to Revelation chapter 14 verse 4. They would rather be around him than anywhere else in the universe. They follow him out of love. They are not driven by him out of force. They are constrained by the love of Christ. They are not compelled by his power. They are willing to follow him to persecution, to shame, to reproach, and to death. Nay, while the whole Christian world conveniently remains in the holy place of the sanctuary, they follow him to the Holy of Holies to serve him under greater obligations and deeper self-surrender. And concerning them, Christ says, "Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God." They will not only see him in the hereafter, but they see him here. Their mind's eye behold him in everything. Because their souls are uncorrupted and undivided, they are unafraid of the glory of his immediate presence. They live as seeing him who is invisible. That is Hebrews 11 verse 27. "Draw me," says the spouse, "we will run after thee. The king hath brought me into his chambers. We will be glad and rejoice in thee. We will remember thy love more than wine. The upright love thee." "Draw me," the spouse says, "for it is God that worketh in you both to will and to do of his good pleasure." It is his goodness that draws us to repentance. The means by which we come to him and by which the intellect yields to his control is called drawing. There is no force but attraction. "And when you thus draw me," says the spouse, "then will I and mine run, not walk after thee." We will not tarry longer where we are, because this will be the privilege of our lives. "The king hath brought me into his chambers, where he shares his secrets to them that love him, and he will shew them his covenant. I'm right in his bosom. My life is hid away in his, and his spirit, his soul, abides in my bosom. I dwell in the secret place of the Most High, and the Most High dwells in the secret places of my heart. The king hath brought me into his chambers." The expression, "the upright love thee," corresponds to "the virgins love thee." This close communion is only possible when the heart is kept pure, because the carnal mind is enmity against God. The upright love thee. "I am black but comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon. Look not upon me because I am black, because the sun hath looked upon me. My mother's children were angry with me. They made me the keeper of the vineyards, but mine own vineyard have I not kept." That is chapter 1 verse 5 to 6. I am black. I bear reproach because of my persecutions, afflictions, and imperfections. My material circumstances may not tell the whole story about what I am. I suffer want and afflictions as other men. I am persecuted and reproached, and bear always the offense of the cross. The enemies of God and of holiness vent their rage upon me. The sun also has looked upon me. I have borne the heat of toil and sacrifice. Not only so, but the Lord also has chastened me as he does the others of his earthborn children. My own mother's children were angry with me. They were children of my mother, the church, and therefore religious, but not children of my father, not spiritual. Children of my biological mother, but not children of my heavenly Father. They were angry with me. Christ said that a man's enemies shall be the people of his own household. They were offended at the truth, at holiness. Holiness became painful to their minds, and rather than subdue them, awakened the worst passions of their hearts. In proportion to their closeness to me, they made my afflictions more bitter. They made me the keeper of the vineyards, but mine own vineyard have I not kept. They kept me beholden to their own whims and caprices, and thus kept me away from my own life work. They made me a slave to their own wishes, and thus kept me away from my first and highest duty to God. Though I am black, yet am I comely. The scars I have received in the heat of day are my insignia of valor and royalty. Therefore, look not upon me, for I am black, but look beyond me to the one who is perfecting a glorious work in my soul. Tell me, O thou whom my soul loveth, where thou feedest, where thou makest thy flock to rest at noon. For why should I be as one that turneth aside by the flocks of thy companions? That is Songs chapter 1 verse 7. The word feed, as used here, can mean both to give food and to feed oneself. The spouse is asking Christ where he feeds his flock, for that is the best pasture for her to feed upon. But it appears that he feeds his flock in no other place than he feeds himself, and they eat of nothing than he eats himself. He draws his life from the life of God. The rich current of divine life that kept him from sinning while he was here 2,000 years ago was drawn from the soul of God. He is the only begotten Son, which is in the bosom of the Father. That is John chapter 1 verse 18. This source he fully intends that his spouse, his people, should draw from. They should be in the bosom of the Father, as verily as himself. They feed on the same divine life and are therefore made up of the same divine substance. He says, "If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come in to him and will sup with him and he with me." That is Revelation chapter 3 verse 20. I will eat with him and him with me. Physically, we are what we eat, and so it is spiritually. Him that opens the door to me will draw from the same spiritual substance as myself. I will give him the privilege to draw from the life of God. I wish it were possible to go verse by verse of this book, but I'll simply take leave of this first chapter at this point and read only 2 verses in chapter 2, which is verse 1 and 2. I am the rose of Sharon and the lily of the valleys. This is Christ. He is the rose of Sharon, the flower of the field, available to all who may seek its beauty. He is the lily for whiteness and purity, the lily for the fragrance of his grace, the lily for delicacy and beauty, the lily for growth in the low places, in the valleys, the lily for uprightness and perennial endurance. He is the lily of the valleys of his own meekness, wherein he says, "Learn of me, for I am meek and lowly of heart." He resists the proud and gives grace to the humble. He is found in the valleys of human want, afflictions, and meekness. Whatever he may be to everyone else, to those who are in the valleys, he is the lily. To those who are reduced to poverty and weakness and need for his sake, he is the lily. To those who are persecuted and reproached for the truth's sake, he is the lily. To those who choose meekness rather than pride, he is the lily. He is the lily of the valleys. As the lily among thorns, so is my love among the daughters. That is verse 2. The spouse of Christ is as the lily. She is not the lily herself, but she draws from the lily and therefore is as the lily. The lily among thorns, beauty in the midst of destruction, sheep among wolves. The lily should not be as the thorn, paying evil with evil, reproach with reproach, and railing with railing, but should be as the lily among thorns, while among the daughters of this world. Fast forward, we read chapter 5 verse 10. My beloved is white and ruddy, the chiefest among 10,000. Still speaking of Christ, he is both white and ruddy. These are colors of perfect beauty. David's youth was described as ruddy and of a fair countenance. That is 1 Samuel chapter 16 verse 12 and chapter 17 verse 42. He is white in his divinity and ruddy in his humanity. White in his glory, purity, infinity, and perfection, and ruddy in his self-sacrifice and blood. He is God and he is man. He is the Son of God and the Son of man, Adam. The name Adam carries with it the idea of ruddy, red earth, the dust from which we were formed. His humanity is complete, yet his divinity is as perfect. This is the mystery of godliness, the secret by which perfect humanity overcomes sin. And without controversy, great is the mystery of godliness. God was manifest in the flesh, justified in the spirit, seen of angels, preached unto the Gentiles, believed on in the world, received up into glory. That is 1 Timothy chapter 3 verse 16. This verse, if any other, clarifies that the humanity of Christ was as authentic as yours or mine. His mind developed by the same laws by which ours develop. He yielded consciousness in sleep and regained it in wakefulness. Except by his divinity flashing through his humanity, he perceived the world in time and space as we do. His divine life and prerogatives were kept in trust for him by the Father, and incurred limitations of knowledge. He stood in need of daily prayer and study as we do, and grew in wisdom and stature. As his day, so was his strength. He was given strength according to his need. And this is the relation that intends that our humanity should maintain with his divinity, that we may overcome sin. He was white and ruddy, and we should be ruddy yet white, human yet partakers of the divine nature. And the word ruddy carries the meaning of redness. Christ perfected his humanity through suffering and death upon the cross. He suffered and bled and died. To cap up this point and wind up this video, I'll read 2 verses in the final chapter of this book. Set me as a seal upon thine heart, as a seal upon thine arm, for love is strong as death. Jealousy is cruel as the grave. The coals thereof are coals of fire, which hath a most vehement flame. Many waters cannot quench love, neither can the floods drown it. If a man could give all the substance of his house for love, it would be utterly contemned. That is Songs chapter 8 verse 6 to 7. Set me as a seal upon thine heart, Christ says to the believer, as a seal upon thine arm, for love is strong as death. Jealousy is cruel as the grave. Do not allow the heart's affections to be yielded to anything or anyone else before me. Thou shalt have no other gods before me, he says, for love is strong as death, eternal death. With Christ, this is not in the least an exaggeration. Considered in its absolute meaning, these expressions lends a new sense to our idea of love. It cannot but point to Calvary. His love is strong as death. He was willing to yield his life at a moment when Satan was allowed to harass his mind with the idea of being separated from the Father forever because of the sins of humanity. Satan threw a dark veil upon the portals of the tomb, and he could not perceive the tokens of his Father's favor. This rang from his lips the cry, my God, why have you forsaken me? Yet love still kept him stuck on the cross, and these as men for whom he was suffering mocked and dared him to climb down. Pain did not break the will of love. Then came the time when death, eternal death, looked him in the face. The portals of the tomb were completely blocked by the sins of the whole world. which he has truly carried, as that he never acts a lie, and his humanity could not penetrate the thick veil that Satan had thrown upon the gates of the tomb. Angels were not allowed to break through this pearl of eternal death. Yet he remained hanging upon that tree, dying eternally. The sun refused to see. The earth shivered and quaked. Nature was strangely getting parted from her maker. A mysterious darkness enveloped the supernatural agony of him whom the angels delighted to worship. The entire weight of the sins of humanity was left to hang heavily upon his innocent soul as a pearl of eternal death, and crushingly portended his eternal separation from life. Satan and his demons rushed upon his soul like hungry dogs upon their prey. Humanity could only be saved as his soul fully got spent up, with no promise of ever coming back to life again. The promise of coming forth from the grave was veiled, and Satan given a chance, like in the case of Job, to try him if he would still accept to die with no hope of rising again. Yet love remained unbroken. It was as if his soul said, "I'd rather be spent up than live to see humanity die forever." Moses and Paul themselves were in a miniature possessed by this Spirit of Christ when they expressed their willingness to die eternally for the flock of their care. Christ yielded his life completely that it may be given to humanity. He fully felt the wrath of God for sin and died the second death for us. For love is strong as death. What that means is that the love of God will choose that whom is loved instead of choose himself. Not the reckless, selfish, and sensual love of humanity, which is not love but wickedness, but the self-sacrificing love of Christ. Many waters cannot quench it, neither can the floods drown it. It is stronger than death, for he rose up again on the third day, no thanks to Satan and his demons. Love broke the bars of death, and he sat at the right hand of the throne of God. And it is for good reason that his righteous jealousy is cruel as the grave. Those whose light is love are justly destroyed by his righteous jealousy. If a man would give all the substance of his house for love, it would utterly be contemned. For love claims the life and not the substance. It claims the person more than it claims goods. God desires you than he desires yours. You cannot purchase your way into his favor by material possessions, but he will accept the yielding up of your life, body, and spirit in exchange for his own life. Because he owns his very divinity in trust for you, you will own your miserable life and possessions in trust for him. This is the Song of Songs, which is Solomon's. Thanks for following to this point. We encourage you to still stay around and to subscribe if you haven't. We still think that sharing is caring. God bless.